From revisiting childlike wonder in Atlantica to diverse casting choices like Halle Bailey as Ariel, here's how the modern The Little Mermaid live action compares to the nostalgic animated movie. Talking about The Little Mermaid is like revisiting an old friend. Ariel's character was seriously the coolest. She had that fearless spirit that inspired kids to explore beyond their backyards and discover new things. She even collected treasures from shipwrecks in her grotto. Ariel's curiosity about the human world was contagious. It makes viewers all around the world tap into their thirst for adventure. Depicting Ariel's sense of wonder in live action will definitely be a challenge, almost as challenging as showing Eric and Ariel's swoon-worthy romance on screen. I mean, who could forget the rowboat scene with Kiss the Girl playing in the background? And from Flounder and Sebastian to Scuttle and even Ursula, fans adore all the characters. King Triton was a bit harder to understand as kids, but all he really wanted was to protect Ariel. Her bravery and kindness made everyone want to be like her. I mean, she even saved Eric's life. Now that is badass. The magical world of Atlantica shown in animation will definitely be hard to live up to. And while the original movie will always hold a special place in the hearts of millions, you have to admit, there are some things from the animated film that need updating. Now, I know Disney movies are full of magic and wonder. It can make even the most skeptical person believe in fairy tales. But sometimes you have to suspend your disbelief a little too much. Take some of the plot holes from the 1989 movie as an example. These might just be impossible to ignore while making the live-action version. Like, if Ariel can read and sign a contract, why doesn't she just write a note to Prince Eric when she loses her voice? And if Ursula messed with Ariel's plan, shouldn't the contract be null and void? There are also some other issues to think about, like how Flounder was able to move Eric's statue all by himself, or how all the sea creatures can talk except for dogs and sharks. And let's not forget about Ariel eating seafood for dinner. That's just plain weird. Plus, she's only 16, and she marries a guy she's known for 3 days? Come on, Disney, we can do better. The writers of the live action need to figure out how to make the story more believable and less icky. Disney's The Little Mermaid has been hailed for its feminist themes. The headstrong Ariel has paved the way for braver princesses, but people still complain that Ariel couldn't overcome her problems on her own. At the end of the day, the girl needed Eric and Scuttle to save the day. And honestly, Ariel's biggest dream was to marry a man. That's pretty limiting, right? As for Eric, he's pretty charming and strong, but the guy isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. The live-action remake has the opportunity to change these things. It can create some more equality between Ariel and Eric by giving her a lot more agency. Eric's character also needs to be deeper than just his money and muscles, and that isn't all that needs some updating from the animated The Little Mermaid. It's hard to admit, but some parts of the film just don't work for a modern audience. You know those classic Disney songs like Part of Your World and Under the Sea? They're great for family sing-alongs, but after all these years, they can start to feel a bit old. The production and lyrics are pretty simple. They really struggle to capture the attention of a more mature audience. But have no fear. Disney has given The Little Mermaid soundtrack an upgrade with new songs for the stage musical. With Lin-Manuel Miranda on board, we know these songs will bring some more depth to the story. Disney is taking all kinds of risks. Just take some of the casting choices, for example. We have Melissa McCarthy as Ursula and Awkwafina as Scuttle. It's great to see more diversity in Hollywood, especially with the casting of Halle Bailey as Ariel. While most people are excited about the diverse representation, some people really aren't happy with it. Honestly, a lot of the outrage around this casting is just straight up racism. People are complaining that she doesn't have red hair. But come on, Ariel's cartoon red hair is super unnatural anyways. I mean, it's pretty hard to find someone with naturally bright red hair who can also act and sing. Let's be real, this is a fantasy story, and it's not like the character's race or hair color has anything to do with the plot. So why not let someone who looks different from the original cartoon play the part? Now, Hollywood has started to realize that more diverse movies can benefit them a lot. The live-action Aladdin, which had mostly a Middle Eastern and Arab cast, made a ton of cash at the box office. But of course, there are always gonna be trolls and haters who try to stir up trouble on social media. It's really sad that instead of celebrating Halle Bailey's amazing opportunity, people just want to spread hate. And don't get me started on how that girl is the perfect choice to play Ariel. For starters, she's got a huge following with Disney's target audience. Her youthful energy also makes her a perfect fit. Unlike actresses in past live-action remakes, Bailey has the vocal range to handle singing some iconic songs. But there's more to it than just that. By casting a black actress as Ariel, Disney is making a bold statement about diversity and representation in Hollywood. It's about time that young black girls see themselves represented on screen. And according to Bailey, they're going to modernize the story and give it a more feminist spin. The new version will focus on Ariel finding freedom for herself in the world she's obsessed with. If the updated plot impresses audiences, it could inspire Disney to take more risks with representation. This is not just a big deal, it's a huge deal, and it's up to studios like Disney to take the lead on this kind of diverse storytelling. Yes, there's been some backlash against Bailey's casting, but it's important to focus on the positive aspects of this casting decision and not let haters derail the conversation. There's a lot of room to make an actual valid criticism of Disney's live-action remakes. Just look at how they absolutely butcher some of their live-action remakes. There's a serious lack of originality, and the biggest problem of all is the terrible CGI. You see, in 2D animation, the artists have the freedom to show emotions and movements in creative ways. But it's really tough to translate that to a live-action. The Lion King remake is a great example of this. The animals were designed beautifully, but they just couldn't express emotions like their 2D counterparts. Now, The Little Mermaid has mostly human and almost human characters, but Sebastian and Flounder will still have to be animated. The good news is that this is Disney's chance to learn from their past mistakes. They can try to figure out how to make animated characters more believable and less creepy. So let's hope they get it right this time and give us something truly magical to watch. The Little Mermaid has got a lot riding on its success. If Disney really wants to make The Little Mermaid live action worth watching, they need to give us that nostalgic Disney magic we all know and love. The film is set to release in theaters on the 26th of May, 2023, and I, for one, am counting down the days. Come on, Disney, make us believe again. And that's how the modern The Little Mermaid live action compares to the nostalgic animated movie. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.